In the year 2432, Earth was no longer the lonely planet spinning quietly in the solar system. It had become a bustling hub in a sprawling intergalactic community. Humanity, once confined to their terrestrial boundaries, now rubbed shoulders with a variety of alien species, each unique in their biological makeup and cultural intricacies. As members of the Galactic Federation, humans were considered relatively new and, by many accounts, painfully ordinary. Captain Ilara Miles was the commanding officer of the GFS Vanguard, a human research vessel assigned to the edges of the known universe. Her mission was simple yet daunting: explore uncharted territories and establish contacts with any non-Federation civilizations. Ilara, a veteran of space exploration, found solace in the solitude that space often provided. But today, her ship buzzed with unusual activity. "Captain, we are approaching the coordinates," announced Lieutenant Harrow, her eyes never leaving the navigation screen. "Steady as we go, Lieutenant. Keep sensors on high alert and inform me of any anomalies," Ilara responded, her gaze fixed on the vast void ahead. The Vanguard was equipped with the latest in human technology, including an advanced communication system designed to facilitate interactions between vastly different species. This system, known as the Universal Communicator, was capable of translating any known language within seconds, a tool invaluable in their current undertaking. As they neared the coordinates, a faint signal began to emanate from a nearby planet, hidden within a nebula that shimmered like a celestial mirage. The signal was unlike anything their systems had catalogued before. Curiosity piqued, Ilara ordered the ship to proceed cautiously. "Initiate first contact protocol. Prepare the communication bay," she commanded, her voice carrying a mix of excitement and tension. The crew moved with practiced ease, each member proficient in their assigned tasks. The communication bay was soon abuzz with activity, the air thick with anticipation. Ilara, accompanied by her first officer, Commander Rylan, entered the room just as the Universal Communicator locked onto the incoming signal. The screen flickered to life, revealing a being whose appearance defied description. It was amorphous, constantly changing shape and color, its voice a symphony of harmonious frequencies. Ilara and Rylan exchanged a look of awe. This was a first encounter, a moment that every space explorer dreamed of. "Greetings. We are humans of Earth, part of the Galactic Federation," Ilara began, her voice steady despite the pounding of her heart. "We come in peace and seek to learn and share knowledge." The creature paused, its form stabilizing into a more humanoid shape, perhaps an attempt to mimic their own. Then it spoke, its voice resonating through the communicator, translated into perfect English. "Welcome, travelers. You are the first to find us. We are the Iari. We knew of your federation but chose solitude until now. We have watched and waited for those worthy to share our knowledge." Ilara listened intently, her mind racing. The Iari possessed a deliberate and profound understanding of the cosmos, one that could only come from centuries, perhaps millennia, of civilization and deep introspection. "What knowledge do you wish to share with us?" she asked, her curiosity overtaking her initial caution. The Ilari's form shimmered, and it spoke of an ancient technology that could harness the energy of stars, of deep space travel that surpassed any current Federation capabilities, and most shockingly, of a hidden ability within humans themselves, an innate potential that had been dormant, untriggered by their evolutionary process on Earth. None of them knew, not until this moment, that humans carried within them a genetic marker, a latent power waiting to be awakened. The Ilari explained that this ability was why they had remained hidden, observing from afar, choosing to reveal themselves only when humanity was ready to understand and wield such power responsibly. As the Ilari continued, detailing the process for unlocking this human potential, Ilara felt a surge of responsibility and wonder. This discovery could change everything for her people, for all of humanity. The implications were vast, the potential boundless. As the Vanguard drifted in orbit around the Ilari's celestial home, Ilara convened her senior officers in the briefing room. The air was thick with a mixture of excitement and the weight of the revelation they had just received. The walls of the room, usually displaying star charts and navigation data, now flickered with images of Ilari and snippets of the translated dialogue. "Let's focus on the immediate implications of this discovery," Ilara stated, her eyes scanning the room. "This genetic potential, what do we understand about it so far?" Commander Rylan, a tall figure with a penchant for detail, took the floor. "According to the iari, this dormant ability is tied to human neural architecture. It's not just a matter of activating it. We need to understand it fully to control it. They've offered to assist with an initial trial on a volunteer from our crew." Dr. Linara, the ship's chief medical officer, chimed in with a note of caution. "We must proceed carefully. We're talking about altering human genetics. The implications on the individual could be profound and unpredictable." Ilara nodded in agreement. "Agreed, Doctor. We'll need to set up rigorous safeguards for this trial, but the potential benefits could be monumental. Imagine enhancing human capability to interact with and adapt to new environments faster than ever. This could be the key to our survival and expansion in the galaxy." The discussion shifted to the technical aspects, with the ship's engineer, Lieutenant Kale, outlining the modifications needed in their medical bay to accommodate the Ilari's technology. "We'll need to integrate their biogenic interface with our systems. It's compatible but requires precise calibration to interact with our equipment." As the meeting drew to a close, Ilara felt the weight of their next steps. Selecting a volunteer would not be easy, and the ethical considerations were daunting. Yet, the potential to leap forward in their understanding of human capabilities was impossible to ignore. In the following days, the Vanguard became a flurry of activity. The medical bay was transformed, integrating alien technology that hummed with a soft, pulsating glow. Dr. Linara and her team, along with Ilari specialists communicating through the Universal Communicator, worked tirelessly to prepare for the first human trial. Finally, the day came. Ensign Mia Kale, a young officer with a background in xenobiology and no underlying health conditions, had volunteered. Her courage did not go unnoticed by the crew, who regarded her with a mix of admiration and concern. As Mia lay in the newly adapted medical pod, Ilara stood by her side. "Are you ready, Mia?" she asked, her voice betraying her own nervousness. Mia nodded, her expression resolute. "Let's find out what we're truly capable of, Captain." The pod closed and the process began. Monitors displayed fluctuating graphs and data streams that were nearly indecipherable to the untrained eye. Mia's vital signs began to dance across the screens, and then as the Ilari device was activated, a soft light enveloped her body. Minutes felt like hours as the crew waited for any sign of change. Then, as suddenly as it had begun, the light faded. The pod opened, and Mia sat up, her eyes wide with an unspoken wonder. "What did you feel?" Dr. Linara asked, scanning her vitals. "It was like waking up, like I've been asleep my whole life and just now opened my eyes," Mia responded, her voice steady but awed. Ilara watched, pondering the ramifications. They had crossed a threshold into unknown territory, a place of immense promise but also of great danger. What would this mean for Mia, for all of humanity? As Mia stepped out of the pod, looking around her with new eyes, Ilara knew that they were on the brink of a new era. But with great power came great responsibility, and the path ahead was uncharted, filled with possibilities and perils alike. The coming days would reveal the true extent of Mia's transformation and set the course for humanity's future among the stars. In the wake of Mia's transformation, the atmosphere aboard the Vanguard shifted palpably. Her enhanced cognition and newly awakened senses were tested under the watchful eyes of Dr. Linara and her medical team. Every test designed for human limits now fell short, every puzzle too simple, every physical challenge easily surmounted. Mia described her experiences with a clarity and depth that astounded her colleagues. She could perceive electromagnetic fields, her eyes picking up a spectrum far beyond the normal visual range. As news of Mia's successful enhancement spread throughout the ship, the crew's curiosity mingled with a hint of unease. The implications of such power were vast and varied. Ilara held a series of meetings with her senior staff to discuss the potential applications and the ethical framework necessary for further enhancements. Meanwhile, the Ilari continued their silent observation, occasionally offering insights or adjustments to the biogenic interface. Their technology, while miraculous, remained largely enigmatic, a puzzle box of advanced science and alien understanding. One evening, as the stars streaked past the viewing deck, Ilara and Mia discussed the next phase of their mission. Mia's voice, calm yet resonant, carried a new weight. The potential for this technology could redefine our place in the cosmos. We could build bridges between stars, foster understanding between distant worlds with previously unimaginable empathy. Ilara listened, her thoughts on the broader ramifications. Our responsibility is immense. This power, if misused, could lead to domination rather than diplomacy. We must tread carefully, ensuring that what we bring back to Earth will benefit all, not just a select few. Their conversation was interrupted by an urgent call from the bridge. "Captain, we've detected an anomaly in Sector 9. It appears to be a distress signal, but it's unlike any Federation code." Decision time was upon them. Ilariat, the primary Ilari liaison, suggested that Mia's new abilities could be pivotal in investigating the anomaly. "Her enhanced senses might interpret signals and anomalies we can't even perceive," he noted. With Mia at her side, Ilara commanded the vanguard to alter course toward the signal. As they approached the source, Mia's abilities became instrumental. She deciphered the distress call's complex patterns, isolating it as a cry for help from a previously unknown species trapped within a collapsed wormhole. The rescue operation was set in motion. Mia, operating with her heightened capabilities, coordinated with the ship's engineers to stabilize the wormhole long enough to attempt a retrieval. The operation was fraught with danger, each moment teetering on the brink of disaster. Yet, under Mia's guidance, they achieved the impossible, rescuing a ship carrying what appeared to be refugees from a distant, war-torn galaxy. These beings, ethereal and shimmering in form, expressed a gratitude that transcended language. Through Mia, they communicated their plight and history, revealing insights into interstellar conflicts and the political dynamics of galaxies far beyond the Federation's reach. The encounter opened a new chapter of diplomatic potential for humanity. Ilara, reflecting on the day's events, felt a profound shift in her understanding of their role in the universe. Humanity was not just another species scratching at the surface of advanced technology. They were mediators, explorers, and perhaps most importantly, guardians of a delicate cosmic balance. As the Vanguard resumed its mission, its crew newly inspired, Ilara realized that they were not merely exploring the universe, they were shaping its future, guided by the potential of human evolution and the moral compass necessary to wield such power wisely. Mia, standing beside her as a symbol of what humanity could become, looked out into the vastness of space, her eyes alight with the possibilities of their next encounter. The Vanguard drifted deeper into UN Uncharted Quadrant. Its mission parameters expanded with each new discovery. Mia's abilities had become integral to their operations, a beacon that guided them through the cosmic wilderness. But as her powers grew, so did the concerns about their implications. Dr. Linara observed her closely, compiling data and documenting every change with meticulous detail. Ilara frequently consulted with Mia, discussing potential diplomatic and scientific initiatives. During one of their strategy sessions, the ship's sensors picked up an unusual anomaly. It was a massive, slowly pulsing energy signature, emanating from what appeared to be a dead star. "Could it be another distress signal?" Ilara mused aloud, observing the readings over Mia's shoulder. "No, this is different," Mia replied, her brow furrowed in concentration. "It's more structured, rhythmic, almost like a heartbeat." Intrigued by the possibility of discovering a naturally occurring or artificially created phenomenon, Ilara directed the crew to investigate. As they neared the dead star, the Ilari technology interfaced with the ship's systems provided critical data that suggested the presence of an ancient artifact buried within the star's core. The decision to excavate the artifact was not taken lightly. With the help of the Ilari, they designed a specialized drone capable of withstanding extreme conditions. Mia's enhanced perception allowed her to guide the drone remotely, navigating through the star's turbulent remnants with precision. When the drone finally reached the core, it uncovered an artifact made of an unknown, shimmering material that absorbed and refracted light with an ethereal quality. Mia, linked through the drone's sensory apparatus, described the artifact as singing with the voices of 1,000 lost worlds. Bringing the artifact aboard the Vanguard introduced a new array of challenges. It was not merely an object of immense power, but also a repository of knowledge, holding the collective wisdom of an ancient civilization long vanished. As they interfaced with the artifact, it began to communicate in a series of complex holographic displays, revealing its purpose and origins. The artifact was a legacy device, created to pass on the achievements and stories of its creators, offering insights into advanced theories of energy manipulation, space-time continuum frameworks, and even the secrets behind their demise. The crew of the Vanguard was captivated by the stories, each one a saga of rise and fall, of triumph and tragedy. As the days passed, Mia worked tirelessly, translating and interpreting the knowledge stored within the artifact. Her abilities allowed her to connect with the device on a deeper, almost personal level. She began to exhibit a profound understanding of the ancient technology, weaving its principles with human innovation. However, the power of the artifact was double-edged. Its information began to strain Mia, pulling her further from her human roots. Ilara noticed a shift in her demeanor, a distant gaze that often looked through the physical realm into something beyond. Concerned, Ilara called a meeting with her senior officers. "We need to consider the toll this is taking on Mia. She is not just our bridge to new technologies, she is a member of this crew, and her well-being is my responsibility," she asserted firmly. The debate was intense. Some saw the artifact as a stepping stone to galactic prominence for humanity, while others feared the consequences of delving too deep into powers they barely understood. Ultimately, Ilara decided to limit direct interactions with the artifact. Instead, they would catalog all information already gathered and seek guidance from both human and Ilari experts on how to proceed safely. This decision marked a pivotal moment for the crew. It underscored their commitment to their own humanity, valuing individual well-being over the pursuit of power. As Mia stepped back from the brink of losing herself to the artifact's overwhelming knowledge, she was relieved, understanding that her captain had chosen to protect her essence over gaining supremacy. With renewed focus, the Vanguard continued its mission. Its course altered, but its resolve strengthened, carrying the wisdom of the past as a lantern in the dark, vast reaches of space. As the Vanguard resumed its exploration, the implications of the artifact's knowledge began to ripple through its scientific and engineering departments. Teams worked in shifts, deciphering complex schematics and theories that could revolutionize energy use, propulsion systems, and even life support technologies. However, Ilara insisted that all research include rigorous ethical oversight, wary of repeating past mistakes. Meanwhile, Mia found herself at a crossroads. While relieved to be distanced from the artifact's direct influence, she missed the clarity and depth of understanding it had provided. She spent long hours with Dr. Linara, undergoing evaluations that ensured her stability and trying to reconcile her enhanced capabilities with her human identity. During this period of reflection and rebuilding, a new challenge emerged. The ship detected a series of encrypted signals being transmitted across unauthorized channels within the ship itself. The security team, led by Chief Reyes, traced the signals to a small faction within the crew who believed that the artifact's full power should be harnessed, regardless of the potential risks. Ilara convened a meeting with the crew to address the breach. Standing before her team, she reinforced the values that had guided humanity into the stars. "We are explorers, not conquerors. Our mission is to seek knowledge and foster understanding, not to seize power at the expense of our principles," she declared, her voice echoing through the hall. The dissenters were a minority but represented a growing sentiment that the Federation's caution hindered humanity's ascent to greater cosmic relevance. Led by Engineer Dalmar, a charismatic and brilliant mind, the faction argued that their discoveries could catapult humanity into a new era of interstellar prominence. Ilara met privately with Dalmar, hoping to bridge the divide. They debated passionately about the role of humans in the galaxy, the ethical use of alien technology, and the nature of power itself. Dalmar's vision was compelling, painted with the broad strokes of a utopia powered by the artifact's capabilities, but Ilara remained unconvinced. "The risks are too great," Ilara countered firmly. "We've seen what happens when power is left unchecked. It can corrupt and it can destroy. We must think of the collective good, not just the advancement of our own species. Despite their disagreements, the conversation ended with a handshake, an uneasy truce between two leaders who respected each other's convictions but stood worlds apart in their philosophies. To safeguard the artifact's knowledge and prevent further division, Ilara decided to create a multi-species advisory council, including iari representatives. This council would oversee all research related to the artifact, ensuring that its secrets were explored responsibly and with transparency. Mia, now somewhat distant from the artifact's direct influence, played a crucial role in this new structure. Her unique insights and newfound wisdom were key in navigating the complex ethical landscapes that the artifact's knowledge presented. She worked closely with the council, guiding the integration of alien technologies with human systems, always mindful of the broader implications. As the ship moved forward, the stars once again a backdrop to their voyage. A sense of cautious optimism filled the air. The crew was united by a common purpose and guided by a framework that balanced their thirst for knowledge with a commitment to their principles. Mia, once overwhelmed by her powers, now found a new role that utilized her abilities for the collective benefit, anchoring her once more to the human experience. In this new equilibrium, the Vanguard continued its mission, a beacon of exploration and diplomacy, its journey marked by a profound respect for the unknown and a steadfast dedication to doing what was right, not just what was possible. As the Vanguard navigated through the velvety darkness of space, lined with the twinkling of distant galaxies, the Multi-Species Advisory Council had become the heart of the ship's exploratory and ethical decision-making. With Mia as a pivotal member, the Council carefully managed the dissemination and application of the artifact's knowledge, ensuring it was used to foster alliances and advance understanding among the galactic communities. However, the seeds of dissent sown by Dalmar's faction had not been entirely eradicated. Whispered conversations in the ship's corridors and clandestine meetings hinted at a lingering restlessness among those who yearned to explore the full extent of the artifact's capabilities without restraint. Security Chief Reyes kept a vigilant watch, determined to protect the fragile balance that Ilara had fought so hard to achieve. Amidst these undercurrents of tension, a new discovery presented itself. The Vanguard encountered a drifting space station, seemingly abandoned, orbiting a planet rich in resources yet stricken by a mysterious blight. The station, as scans revealed, was an archive, filled with cultural treasures and historical data from a civilization that had vanished. Mia, with her enhanced cognitive abilities, led a team to explore the station. Inside, they found holographic records that told the story of the civilization's rise and fall, a poignant tale of a people who had reached too greedily and too deep into forces they barely comprehended. This tale resonated deeply with Mia, serving as a grim echo of the potential dangers they faced with the artifact. Ilara ordered the historical data to be preserved and shared with the Federation, highlighting the lessons to be learned from such a downfall. This act reinforced the importance of their mission's ethical boundaries and provided a concrete example of the consequences of ethical missteps. As the end of their current mission cycle approached, Ilara summoned her senior staff, along with representatives from the Advisory Council, to discuss the future. In the ship's main conference room, a plan was laid out to establish a new protocol for handling advanced technologies. This protocol would not only apply to the artifact, but also set a precedent for any future encounters with potentially dangerous technologies. Mia spoke passionately about the need for balance between exploration and responsibility. "We have been given a gift," she said, "and with this gift comes the duty to use it wisely, not just for ourselves, but for the good of all civilizations we come into contact with." With the Council's approval, the protocol was dubbed the Vanguard Directive, a set of guidelines that would ensure any use of powerful technologies was accompanied by thorough vetting and ethical consideration. This directive would be proposed to the Galactic Federation as a standard, promoting a culture of responsibility across the stars. As the Vanguard set its course back toward Earth to share their findings and the new directive, Ilara felt a sense of accomplishment. They had navigated the perilous waters of immense power and emerged not only unscathed, but also as pioneers of a new way forward for interstellar relations and exploration. On the eve of their arrival back to Earth, Mia stood beside Alara, looking out at the approaching blue planet. The journey had changed them both profoundly. Mia had started as a human enhanced by alien technology, a being of immense potential and risk, but had grown into a leader who exemplified the best of human and alien virtues. Alara smiled at her, knowing that the story of the Vanguard would be one for the history books, not just as a tale of discovery and power, but as a beacon of how humanity could rise to meet its higher callings with wisdom, courage, and an unyielding commitment to do what was right. As Earth's gravity began to embrace them once more, she knew that the real work was just beginning, to integrate the lessons they had learned into the fabric of human civilization and to continue to explore the stars with reverence and care.